Hi everybody, welcome to Free Range Diva. My name is Cheryl if you're new, and if you're not, welcome back. So today it's going to be favorites, but it's going to be a little bit different, a little unique. These are my wellness favorites. So I put together things that appeal, what I feel appeal to the senses and what I am actually loving. You could call these sensory favorites, or you could just say, shut up, Cheryl, and let's just get to the stuff. So let's just get to the stuff. Okay, we're going to start with something that is really out in left field. Many of you have seen other YouTubers talk about an electronic USB charged lighter for matches, or just a basic lighter where it's real sleek and it has like a two-pronged thing, and there's like a charge that happens in between so that you don't have to like put your hands on it or get burned or anything like that. And like I said, it is rechargeable. Well, I don't want one of those. When I did need something to light candles and things, so I got wooden matches. Yes, I love everything about wooden matches, and that's what these are. These came from Amazon. You get a package of 4 boxes like this for pennies, and they work. I just love everything about this aesthetic. I've been wanting to talk about them for months because I've had these for a while and I just didn't know how to bring it up. So today was the day. Matches, just plain old wooden matches. Recently I was watching Wendy's channel, My Life Wendy, and she was saying that she had stopped drinking coffee and was drinking a sort of coffee-like beverage that was made from dandelion greens. And right after she said that, I happened to be in the store and I saw this. This is from Ticino. This is their Dandelion and Caramel Nut beverage. It's made with organic herbs. It has a prebiotic in it, and it's caffeine free. It tastes like a caramel nut coffee. The flavor comes from carob and chicory, as well as the dandelion, and here I made up a little bit with a little almond milk, and it smells amazing, and it tastes not unlike, it tastes almost more like coffee mocha than straight up coffee, but it's just really, really good. On the box it says, now dandelion greens, they've been used for thousands of years. They've been dandelion, the whole plant, the root, the greens, primarily, I don't want to get into, like the whole weeds about what, the whole weeds about dandelion weeds, but they are kind of known as a detoxification tonic. Maybe I'll do a separate video on dandelion because it's really amazing what these greens are. I was first exposed to it years ago when I was working in Buffalo, and I went to a little cafe that had a mushroom and dandelion green tart on the menu. It was fabulous, and I've since recreated that tart many times. But yeah, they're a really healthy green for you to eat, and they're also in season right now, so if you want to buy them, now is a good time to get them at your local grocery store, or of course if you want to just pick them from somewhere, you can do that too. On this box, this says that this is 100% naturally caffeine free. It's a natural energy food from nutrients, not stimulants. It's acid free, so it helps restore alkaline balance, and it's got potassium in it, and it has a prebiotic. It has inulin, a soluble fiber in it, and it tastes delicious. So if you happen to see Ticino, these come in all different kinds of flavors, many different kinds. I just happened to grab this one because it sounded so good, and it is really good. The Dandelion Caramel Nut Roasted Herbal Tea. Summer's here, and I'm trying to balance keeping the window open for some air to blow in with the noise that also comes in as well. So anyway, I'm leaving it open now, so I apologize in advance if it gets really noisy. This is a shampoo from Alafia. It's their authentic African black soap shampoo. And this is here because this leaves your scalp tingly and clean, and it feels like you've had some kind of scalp treatment. I've been using this for my first shampoo and then follow it up with the InnerSense hydrating hair bath. But this has mint and neem and tea tree, so it's got a lot of ingredients in it that clarify that scalp, really get it really clean, and like I said, it leaves it very tingly and refreshingly clean. So I've been loving this, and will definitely, this came in a like the Whole Foods beauty bag, but I will get a full size when this is done because it's really an affordable, really good shampoo, especially if you have any kind of scalp issues like itchy scalp or buildup, because it really removes any kind of buildup on the scalp as well. So from the beginning of the year, I started having skin issues, rashes, and I went to the dermatologist, and he said it was a yeast rash. I mistakenly blamed my Zion Health deodorant. It wasn't the deodorant. It was basically a buildup of yeast combined with sweat and darkness. So I had these spots on both sides of my, like the back of my arms back here, that would not heal. I went through I tried 2 different kinds of medication. This is one that I got from him, and it would take the itch away, but the rash would still stay behind. So I just happened to be on a blog, and I saw an article about yeast buildup on the skin and how when you use these anti-yeast medications, yeast being an organism that wants to stay alive, it forms some sort of a natural coating to block the medication from killing it, which is why this wasn't working all that great. I mean, it definitely didn't make it any worse, but it really wasn't getting any better. And in this blog, they mentioned using an enzyme product like papaya enzyme or pineapple enzymes to get rid of that outside coating, and then the medication can work. I'm not going to link the blog because they give some really sketchy health and medical advice on there, so I read them with a really huge grain of salt. But this one, this particular, I decided I'd try it just because it wasn't, the medication wasn't doing what it should be doing. So I went and I bought from Face and Earth. This is the Papaya Pineapple Enzyme Toner. This has been the product of the year for me. I would apply it every day to those areas, and within the first day, like 24 hours later, I saw a marked improvement combined with the medication. So after my shower, I put this on, put the medication on, and it healed. It's gone. There is nothing there now. What I'm doing now is I still apply this to the areas, and then I go over it with this, which is a DIY anti-yeast. It's coconut oil is the base, and then I used oil of oregano and tea tree oil. I don't really have any kind of a recipe, which is why I can't give it to you. I just applied, it's like put more and more stuff in it until it actually started doing something. So yeah, these two things keep the yeast away. I also use this on my face for an exfoliation, and it's beautiful. It's gentle. It doesn't irritate. It exfoliates the way you want it to, but my skin stays soft and calm. So this brand, I also have a cleanser from them, and it's a small brand. You have to buy it off their website, but their products are really great. I can just quickly say, in case you're curious what's in here, aloe is the first ingredient, which is why it's so gentle. Papaya, pineapple extracts, and then witch hazel, and then a few other buffering ingredients in there. Very clean, very simple formula, but works really well. Can't stop. Okay, we're going to round this out with aromatherapy. During Mother's Day sale, I picked up this Mother's Day gift for myself. I ended up buying my mother actually something else. But for me, Sephora had this little set of Giorgio Armani fragrances. This is Acqua di Gioia, and this is the My Way. I love these. They're the perfect little size, but the fragrances, I wanted to really lighten up because the weather is starting to get warmer finally. And so I've been using My Way almost daily, and now that it's turning a little more warm, I've started using the Acqua di Gioia, and both of these fragrances are light and fresh. Here. This Acqua di Gioia is oceanic. That's what I'm, so that it seems like there's a little salt in here. There's some sweetness in here. There's definitely water notes going through it. It's beautiful. It really smells like you're walking along the shore. It's not like the beachy suntan kind of fragrance at all. There's nothing warm to this. Like, I'm just getting that fresh ocean splash with a little bit of sweetness to it. So that's the Acqua di Gioia, which I'm enjoying right now. And then the My Way does have a little bit of warmth, a warm note in there. Not sure what it is, but this just kind of became a signature scent for the month of May for me, because it was just every single day I had to have this on. But it's also it's more floral to my nose. I can give you notes, but just as I'm smelling it on me and in the bottle, it's a warmer floral. So I don't know exactly if it's tonka bean or vanilla or what they've got going on in the dry down, in the depth of it, but it's not too warm for spring and summer. It's definitely year-round, and definitely what I would consider to be a unisex fragrance, because it's just, I got some on my hand. You know what else I'm getting? I'm getting like a citrus note in there. So a little warm citrus for summer and spring, and again, I would enjoy smelling that on anyone, female or male. Next is artwork. Let me pull back a little bit. There we go, so you can see the whole thing. This is from an Etsy shop that's called While Olivia Sleeps. The owner of the shop and the artist is the mother of a YouTuber, XO McKenna is the name of her channel. And you can buy her artwork. You can do a digital download, which is what I did here. And then I had it printed out on canvas at Walmart, of all places. I saw it on McKenna's channel, loved it, and immediately went to Etsy and ordered it. Now all I have to do is find a frame, and so I'll be hunting thrift shops to find it, because I want to put this here, like on this wall, like behind me. So I wanted to have some of those similar frames to what's already up there. I have a favorite artist. His name is John Frederick Kensett, and I wanted some of his work, so I went to Etsy and I found a shop that does posters of his prints, matte posters. So I'll link it. I forget the name. It's Heritage something, but I'll link it below. His art is primarily landscapes, and it's in the style called luminism. So they're all about light. So I say that if you want to beautify your home, think about going to Etsy and looking up. I can highly recommend both of these two shops. I'll link them below. And then get yourself some frames, from a thrift store or wherever, secondhand, and you can really add some beauty to your space. Ooh, and a quick movie mention. Last weekend, I went to see Top Gun Maverick, and yeah, the hype is real. It's worth it. See it on the big screen if you can. It's a great feel-good movie. If I could saturate this channel in music, it would be the music of Ludovico Einaudi. Now, his music can be polarizing. You either love it or hate it, and I am firmly in the madly in love with it category. And I recently bought the Divinare CD. Now, I don't know from Italian other than Italian food. I don't know if I'm saying that right or wrong, but I'm making an attempt. This is the CD right here, Divineri. If you listen to this masterpiece from the first track to the last in sequence, it takes you on an emotional journey from curiosity to bittersweet to joyful to exhilaration and finally haunting. The tracks complement each other. Someone described it as the journey of a life well lived, and I completely agree with that. I first heard one of the tracks on here called Primavera when I was watching a video by a YouTube photographer of the murmuration at Gretna, and he used Primavera as the musical backdrop for those visuals, and I was transfixed. Had to have it. And so that was the first cut that I downloaded, and eventually I did go back and get the full album. And I will link that video below. The title track, which means to become, begins tentatively, and then it builds, it rises and falls and rises again to final exhilaration and then release. Another track called Rose asks a question that to which there is no answer. It asks, it waits, it asks again, it rephrases, it waits. Nothing comes until it finally ends unresolved. It is heartbreaking, and I cannot hear that track without it moving me to tears. Maybe you felt this way. The why of the thing that cannot be explained, cannot be accepted, cannot be comprehended, and yet exists. So here's my question to you. I haven't bought a CD player since 1999. I have no idea how music is played these days, and so I need your help. How do you listen to music in your home or car or when you're on the go? I don't know from MP3s and streaming and Spotify and all these different things. So if you love music and you have a setup that gives you glorious stereophonic sound, let me know what it is that you do, how you do it in the comments below. Thank you. And if you want to see a jaw-dropping video of Ionaldi performing a piece that he composed for Greenpeace, it's performed in front of an Arctic glacier, and there is a moment midway through that is literally the most miraculous thing I think that's ever been captured on film. I won't spoil it, but I'll link it below. Check it out. It's worth it, I promise. And then last, I have a couple of books for you. This first one is called The Botanical Bible. This is plants, flowers, art, recipes, and home remedies. This is a gorgeous reference book. Here, I just turned to a page right here that has a recipe on it and the beautiful picture along with it. But it's tells you all about botanical prints, if you happen to like those. It talks about, obviously, the flowers, flora and fauna in terms of uses and where things naturally grow. Talks about gardening for food, for medicine, how things have been done historically, how science uses botanicals. It's a heavy book. It's got a lot of information in it, and it's just one of the, just what I consider to be a fun read. There's sections here on artists who work in botanicals. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but I got it from, actually this is a gift someone gave to me from Amazon, so I will link it. And if it sounds like something you might be interested in, it's just a fun book, very distracting, especially if you're a gardener and you really want to up your game a little bit. Something like this can be really helpful. One of the things that I have been, that I started doing this year, I've always done a morning devotional. and I felt like it wasn't enough to take care of my spiritual needs. And whatever you do to satisfy your spiritual needs, I'm all for it, because it is a part of us that sometimes gets overlooked. But, you know, whether it's prayer or meditation or just communing in nature, whatever it is that you do to nourish and enhance your spiritual nature is always going to be a good thing. So I had been doing this daily devotional, and it just wasn't enough. So I decided to add in, since I now do my devotional while I'm having my breakfast, I decided to read more on the scripture that was being studied that day by reading further in the Bible. And so I happen to have this contemporary English version, and that's why I'm actually talking about this. It's really easy to read. The language is, yes, it's contemporary, but it has a very poetic feel to the language, easy to understand, and I've just really been enjoying this, and have really enjoyed spending more time with the Word than I had been before. So that's it. If you enjoy this, wait, hold on, you can't. If you enjoyed this sort of random wellness favorites video, please let me know by giving it a thumbs up. And also in the comments, tell me what things you're loving right now. I really felt like I wanted to talk about something different today. So like I said, if you enjoyed it, let me know in the comments and give the video a thumbs up. And of course, if you would like to see more videos from me, then I would love it if you subscribed. That way you won't miss a thing here at Free Range Diva. Okay, everybody, that's going to wrap it up. Until I see you in my next video, I'm wishing you a wonderful day, wonderful week. Take good care of yourselves, and I will talk to you again very, very soon. Cheers!